I don't know if I'm in the shower.
She's an Italian.
Rob and San Bruno. Rob, what's up, Rob? Hey, what's going on with the Warriors? You believe Draymond Green, Warriors legit title contenders?
First off, my guy Bonte, congratulations, man.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
That was a big step for a player like yourself. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
That player card's gone now, Rob.
Not a player. I just crush a lot.
But congratulations, though, man. That's big. But man, Draymond full of nonsense. Y'all, look, man. No, they're not contenders. Every good team in the league right now got a big that can run on the floor and get easy shots. The Warriors can't do that. They cannot guard nobody big, and that's what happened with this Jokic squad. They can't guard nobody, and that's that. And I got nothing with Kerr. You play your style of basketball is centered around Clay and Steph and Clay. So I don't understand why he's on the bench. Dude had 21 points in the first, 23 in the first half. He get 3 shots in the second half. Unless Pod's giving me 17 a game and O'Neal giving me 18 a game, Clay shouldn't be on the bench. That don't even make sense to me. So you playing a style of play that benefits really 3 players on your team, and you taking 1/3 of that big 3 off the floor in the first quarter. You getting beat that time, and you got beat in the second quarter. So what are we really doing? Or third quarter? What are we really doing here? It don't make no sense. Benching Clay don't make the Warriors better. It just make them. It don't make them better. I don't understand it. So to me, Kerr, I think he's lost. I think the Warriors need to understand that small ball is over. So if you're gonna play small ball, Clay has to play. He has to start. But if you're gonna go get a big that can actually play, score inside, okay, understand Clay to the bench. But playing the same scheme you've been playing all these years, these championship years, and then you want to throw the one of the main guys off of it, it makes no sense at all.
Yeah, hey, good call, Rob. Look, you got to feel it. I have a feeling that Clay will be back in the starting lineup at some point. At some point, you got to figure the rookie wall. I'm not going to say the rookie wall is going to hit Brendan Pajimski, but you look at the matchup last night. We have the game on in the studio right now, FP, and I just saw a possession, which Aaron Gordon was guarding Brendan Pajimski. And you look at that matchup there. Aaron Gordon, Pajimski doesn't have the speed to blow by Aaron Gordon. He's physical. He's more athletic. He's bigger. He's taller. And that nullifies Brendan Pajimski's strength, which is driving to the rack, getting 2 feet in the paint, drawing and kicking to others, to shooters out there. Denver did a great job on him. Then they just left Michael Porter Jr. at times on Brendan Pajimski and dared him to shoot, and he was a non-factor. This is where Steve Kerr's going to have to – this is where he's going to earn his money, the 2-year extension. This is where he's going to earn the $17.5 million, trying to figure out the feel of the game by game. You got so many guys on this roster who can get hot at certain periods of time. Like a Clay game yesterday, you got to ride that hot head. Now, that's not going to happen every game, FP, where Clay scores 23 in the first half. We know it's not going to happen every game. So how do you fill it out and play the right personnel on a game-by-game basis? That's going to be a challenge for Steve Kerr.
Well, let me ask you this. It's an 11-man rotation.
Yeah.
I don't pretend to know if that seems like a lot to me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the average rotation is in the NBA, but like if you're playing so many guys, does it give me a chance to stay hot, be hot, or do I get hot and then go to the bench? Is that too many guys in a rotation?
That might be too many guys, FP. I go by what Pat Riley said many, many years ago. Use 8, rotate 7, play 6, and trust 5. So Steve Kerr's got to figure out who he can trust, the final 5 on the floor, and that's going to be a volatile situation. That's going to change game by game. Play 6. Well, he's going to do that because Clay's coming off the bench. They're going to play Clay's 28 to 30 minutes a game. He got us 30 minutes last night. Rotate 7. Okay, you add another player there. Maybe it's a big. Maybe it's another wing. Maybe it's another point guard and Chris Paul. And use 8. You got to shut that down. You got to condense this rotation at some point. Because you look at the Denver Nuggets, they play 8 to 9 guys. That's it. They're not playing Justin Holiday. They're not playing DeAndre Jordan. They're playing Reggie Jackson, Christian Brown, and Peyton Watson, and they may sneak in some Najee here as an extra big. They're playing 8, 9 guys. That's their guys. They each know their role. Jokic is the star. Murray's the Robin to his Batman, and we'll go from there. The Warriors have so many guys here, FP, to your point, where Steve Kerr's going to, at some point, maybe it's a strength at times when you get into foul trouble, but at some point, you got to go with your 5, and you got to go with your top 8. And the rest there, whether it's Lester Quinones or Moses Moody or Looney, you have 5 minutes here and there for them, but you got to condense this rotation because to your point, you get lost in the sauce by playing too many guys. And the guy gets hot, then you bench him, then he's out of rhythm. Like Andrew Wiggins, for example, 9 points in the first quarter. 4-4 in the first quarter, 9 points. He ends up getting just 10 shots in a game. How does that happen?
Is it trying to keep everybody fresh or everybody happy?
Maybe a little bit of both.
So who's the 5 you trust? Is it CP3, Clay, Steph, Wiggins, and Draymond?
Now that is a great question.
Or is it Pajemski, Clay, Steph, Wiggins, and Draymond? I'm talking about the end of the game.
Right, end of the game. Because
here's the thing. You know I got a man crush on Pods. Like he is becoming my favorite Warrior besides Steph.
But he is a rookie.
He is a rookie, and is he that big of a threat? Because what I saw last night is like, okay, you beat us, 21-year-old. You just turned 21. You can have a drink after the game. Yep. Or do I want Chris Paul in there with all of his experience?
And you got to think Steve Kerr, with the way he coaches and the way he leads towards his veterans, he's going to probably opt for Chris Paul.
I think so too. I just wrote the 5 I trust down.
So who do you trust?
CP3, Clay, Steph, Wiggins, and Draymond. I need Clay in at the end of the game. And I need to ride the hot hand. If he's hot, let him rip. Let it rip. Even if I lose him for a game and he just has 5 assists and 3 points, here's the thing, when you're older as an athlete, you have glimpses of greatness that you used to have.
Right.
You just can't do it on an everyday basis anymore. You don't rebound. You don't bounce back as quickly as you did before. So if you're having one of those nights, like Kevin Costner in that movie when he was throwing the no-hitter for the Tigers, I can't even remember the name of the movie, and you're having one of those nights.
Was that The Natural?
No, it was
not Field of Dreams. I know what you're talking about.
5 regular. I'm drawing a blanket. It's 7 in the morning.
Yeah, no, I've seen glimpses of that movie.
When the old guy shows up, the glory days show up, you let the glory days go. You just ride it out because you might get 3 from them the next day. The consistency's not there like it was before. You can't do it every day, but every once in a while, you have one of those days, so you got to let them have one of those days. And you might lose them for 2 games. For the love of the game, thank you. Stupid movie. But anyways, you gotta, I don't know. So in that sense, I wish we were all texting. I thought it was going to be a Clay game. I thought that was like 45.
Yeah, then the ball stopped hopping.
And the ball stopped hopping.
Denver got into him.
So the Nuggets made the adjustment last night. I texted you because, why did they just start standing around, dribble? I'm going to play one-on-one basketball when they were skipping it around.
Well, this is what happens. You start scoring. You set up your half-court defense. You start getting to the free throw line. You slow the game down.
I know.
Which the smaller Warriors want to get up and down, and play at a faster pace. And they only get up 81 shots yesterday.
Dude, they couldn't get into a groove because the Nuggets kept following the Warriors, and right when you wanted them to get into a rhythm at the end, when it was 9, 10, 11, and you hope they get it to single digits, it was a foul, the game slowed down, they go to the line. There just wasn't a chance to get into a rhythm late in the game.
They contest every shot.
Yep.
They make life difficult. And the Warriors, look, this is where the Gary Payton IIs and the Draymond Greens are going to be big for them. If you get into a series with the Denver Nuggets, they're going to have to shoot the ball to make the defense out of them. They're going to have to make a couple shots. It is what it is. And if they can't, then Steve Kerr's going to have to think about maybe I don't play GP2 as much as, I don't know, Klay Thompson.
Dude, but it's a sprint. It's a sprint now.
It is a 26-game sprint. You can't mess around. You can't mess around. So
let's
to your point,
play everybody.
To your point,
wear them out.
I do want to harp on that because that's a great point. Who did trust at the end of the game? When it's money time on this basketball team, who's your final 5?
It's not about keeping guys fresh anymore. It's not. It's about it's a sprint to the finish. The cliche is every game's a playoff right now. It kind of is. It kind of is. If you want to get to a 6 and you want to do this thing again, I'm just not seeing it, dude. We would have seen it by now. It'd be like, oh, there it is. And I thought I was going to, I thought they were going to beat the Nuggets. I thought, here we go.
I did too.
And then you got the Wizards, and then here we go. And they're on this roll that's crazy. They're the lead story on ESPN right now. I watched Get Up this morning, and they're talking about the Warriors and Draymond's quotes. The Warriors are the lead story. They've won 10 out of 12 going into last night's game.
Right.
And once again, they're relevant. They're national news once again. It was where they should be based on what they've done. The Steve Kerr 2-year deal, national news. 10 out of 12, national news.
How about this, FP? Alex in Atlanta, it's almost March, and this team still doesn't know who their money time final 5 is. And so you got your final 5, and I want to hear from the roasters, 888-957-9570. Who's your final 5? Again, Pat Riley's playoff mantra. Use 8, rotate 7, play 6, or trust 5. Well, who's your trusted 5? Who's your 6? Who's the 7 you're rotating? Who's the 8 you're playing on an every game basis? Moses Moody's not playing right now, right? He's not playing. Garuba's not going to play. Pat Spencer's not going to play. Is Trace Jackson Davis part of that 8? Is Dario Saric, who is in a deep deep funk. Is he part of that 8? Is Gary Payton II part of that 8?